Are you ready to let everyone in?
They're in.
Ah, hello everyone. Welcome, welcome. How's it going?
Let
Thumbs
us know
up.
in the
Thumbs
let us
up
know
all
in the
around.
comments. You can do some thumbs up. Say hi
Yeah,
in the
let's make sure
comments.
that the chat works. So just go ahead and like put a thumbs up in the chat or say where you're from. I'm in Wisconsin. Anyone in Wisconsin? Hello.
I'm in Jersey, just outside of Philadelphia.
All right, perfect. Michigan, Central Virginia, Philly, New York, Dallas. All right, perfect. Well, thank you all for joining us mid-afternoon, if you're mid-afternoon. We appreciate you coming and spending the next hour with us. So I'm not going to keep you too long. I just kind of want to say hi and welcome. Some people have been here with us before and know Scott Aaron, and anyone who's new, I'm going to let Scott go ahead and introduce himself in just a minute. I just want to say, hey, Catherine is in Wisconsin. Oh, Fox Valley. I have no idea where that is. I'm like Waukesha. All right, awesome. Scott, I'm going to hand it over to you so we don't keep anyone too much longer.
Awesome. Thanks, Tatiana. So, hey, everybody, Scott Aaron here. As I mentioned, just outside of the Philadelphia area. I was born and raised in Conshohocken, but just live over the bridge in Jersey now. I've actually been training, teaching, consulting around how to leverage LinkedIn since the end of 2013. So, going on 12 years, I've written multiple books and podcasts and everything else LinkedIn. It is a passion of mine to help people work smarter and not harder using the platform that really has transformed my life, my wife's life, our business. And what we're specifically going to be going over today is my strategy around how to leverage LinkedIn live events to grow your business. So obviously there's LinkedIn Live, where people can just pop on there, but I like strategy. I like streamlined processes, and I'm actually going to give you a live look into how this is done. My wife and I actually have a workshop coming up in about 2 weeks, and all of you, because you're here, you can get a free ticket to that. Tatiana is going to drop the link in the chat. If you click on it, you can get yourself registered. It's actually the 21st to the 25th. It's how to scale your business using LinkedIn. So there's going to be a lot of great strategies. It's 5 days, and we would love to see you there. It's the same time. It's 12 to 1, Monday through Friday. And again, you can click that link and get yourself registered. And that's obviously because you guys came today. So I don't have slides, just to let you guys know. I actually do a live look onto LinkedIn. I actually like to walk people through the process. I feel like there's a lot of people that do these trainings and they do these talks and they talk about the what, but they don't talk about or show you the how. I like to do both. I like to talk about the what it is, but then I also like to talk about how to do it. So it's good that we're doing this at this time because I have to create a LinkedIn event for our workshop that's coming up. So I'm gonna take you through step by step how this process works, but more importantly, how it can lead to business growth. As Tatiana mentioned, it's really important for you guys to use the chat box. I'm going to be asking you guys some questions, but I'm also going to be stopping at about 1:45 Eastern, so in about 40 minutes, and I'm going to open it up and just spend the last 15 minutes with full Q&A with you guys. Um, you can either pop your question in the chat at that time, or if someone wants to verbally ask me and unmute themselves, that is totally cool. I just want to make sure you guys have a full understanding of how all of this works and how you can leverage it for you and your business. So if everybody is clear so far, please drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Just want to make sure. Awesome. Now, as Tatiana also prompted you, if this is your first time seeing me do a training, drop a number one in the chat. If you've seen me before, type a number two. I just want to see how many people are newbies and how many people have seen me before. So it's mostly new people. Awesome. So I've actually been collaborating with Tatiana for over 5 years now. We connected during the pandemic to provide some LinkedIn educational trainings, and we haven't stopped. So we're in our fifth year of collaboration, and I love training on LinkedIn. It's something that I'm deeply passionate about, and I always like to leave everyone better. This is being recorded, so I will be sending out the replay after we're done today, this afternoon. So if anybody does want to go back and watch anything that they may have missed, I'm happy to do so. So just know that there'll be a link sent out where you guys can watch the replay. Now, drop a Y or a yes or an N or a no if you've ever hosted a LinkedIn live event. So I just want to kind of take a temperature. So no, 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 no. Okay, so that's why you're here. I was expecting that, by the way. So there's a lot of benefits and advantages to LinkedIn Live events. So I first want to kind of go over the parameters. To be able to do LinkedIn Live, there's a way to check and see if you have it. And I'm going to show you where that is. Now, type in the chat. Tell me what you guys do for a profession. Are you in services? Are you a business professional, coach, consultant? What do you do for a living? Business owner, association, awesome. Services, merchant service sales, fintech, mortgage broker services, marketing, sales. Awesome. That's great. Now, keynote speaker. Um, so here's the the benefit of doing a LinkedIn live event. It is a way for you to host your own quote unquote live TED Talk to a streamlined audience of people that you're connected to on LinkedIn. So for this to work, obviously you need to have intention behind who you're connecting with. Now, type in the chat, what is the number one product or service that you provide your ideal client or customer? So what is the service or that end result? So wellness coaching, awesome, Catherine. What do you guys provide? What is that next step? Credit card processing, wonderful. Retirement planning, digital payouts, business transformation, financial coaching, outsourced IT, beautiful. Because here's the deal. As long as you know, this is the honest to God truth, as long as you know what your desired outcome is, you will succeed with LinkedIn live events. So I've been coaching and consulting, like I said, specifically with LinkedIn for over 12 years. This is how we pick up clients for our agency and for my consulting and coaching, even keynote speaking. When you host a LinkedIn live event, it is all about delivering the value to your audience. If anyone is familiar with a lead magnet or an opt-in, this is basically a LinkedIn live lead magnet because you need to kind of drip on people throughout. So to give you an example, you want to do some sort of training that touches on some key aspects and key points of what you provide from a service standpoint, from a deliverable standpoint, because the next step is obviously the quote unquote continuing education or where that journey of that customer is going to go, whether it's scheduling a call with you or downloading something or getting a free resource or working directly with you. What I have found to be most successful with LinkedIn live events is taking people from being an attendee to booking a call with you. So, how many of you on here, by typing Y or yes, would benefit from the attendees booking a call with you to find out how you can help them? So, yes, yes. Okay. And that's how easy it is. So, the call to action, and people say, well, how do I get people to take that next step? You have to ask them. And it's as simple as you go through the trainings, right? As you're going through your training, at the end, you kind of recap all the things that you've talked about. And you can say, for anyone that's interested in learning how I can personally assist you with my LinkedIn strategy, with generating more sales, more leads, more clients acquired, and building your personal brand, all you have to do is type the word me in the comments, and I will send you my link so you can schedule a time for us to talk on my calendar. Well, I was using an example, Brian, but that's totally cool. So, but you could see that's how it would work. So, Brian actually, said right away, me. I mean, that's what I do, but I was giving you the example. If I was finishing my talk, my training, then I would then have people take that next step. And without fail, every time we deploy this strategy, we have at least a few calls of people that want to talk about taking the next step. And again, I'm sure you guys could agree, wouldn't that feel great if you did a once a month LinkedIn live event where people, two, three, four, five, six people said, hey, yeah, would love to talk, me. I mean, if you would agree that that would be awesome, just type a Y or a yes in the chat, because that's the goal. You need to have intention with everything that you do on LinkedIn. So here's the other cool thing. It is not as difficult as people think it is to set up. And I'm going to take you through the entire setup from start to finish. So if all of this is clear so far, just type the word clear in the chat. I just want to make sure. And I'm also big into human connection. So if you guys are not taking a bubble bath or driving and you can turn your cameras on so we can see each other, I invite you to do that. If you're in the tub, stay there, keep off camera. If you're driving, eyes on the road, hands on the wheel. But feel free to, again, we can see each other. That's about human connection. That's why we're here, to get to know one another. So the fact is that this is all right, Tatiana. The fact is that we're all looking to elevate our business, our brand, and our visibility. Now, here's the other cool thing. Or on a train, same thing. If you're transportation, just, obviously stay off camera. LinkedIn gives you the ability to target specific people to invite to your LinkedIn live event. Now, drop a Y or a yes or an N or a no if you are all clear with your connection strategy on LinkedIn. Are you connecting with specific people, or are you just kind of clicking as you go? So Catherine says, yes, she's clear. Yeah. So anyone that's not clear, you need to be connecting with those ideal target clients, your ideal target customers. So let me kind of dive into this real quick. Type in the chat who you best serve from an industry or professional title standpoint. Obviously, if I was using myself as the example, coaches, consultants, and service professionals. Those are the three target industries of people that we work with. So who are your target clients from an industry or professional standpoint? Startup founders, business owners. Awesome. Business owner or CFO. Great. And this is important because you need to make sure that you are connecting with those people. So when I'm building my network of connections on LinkedIn, I'm searching for business coach, business consultant, service professional. And I kind of go a little bit deeper. I'll type insurance, I'll type in real estate, I'll type in finance. Those are all the types of people that we help and we work with. So you have to get a really crystal clear on exactly who it is that you want to connect with, because the people that you connect with, those are the people that you're going to create these LinkedIn live events for. So I'm not going to do a LinkedIn strategy, LinkedIn live event to a bunch of health and wellness people, because they're interested in health and wellness tips. They're not interested in how to use LinkedIn for sales and client acquisition. I'm specifically going to create a LinkedIn live event that is for coaches, for consultants, and for service professionals. So I make sure, first and foremost, the people that I'm connecting with are going to find value in actually joining the LinkedIn live event. So if that's clear and if that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. You should not be spraying and praying, meaning just clicking through and connecting with anyone that's a warm body. You need to be clear. I love what Marie Forleo says. She wrote the book Everything is Figure Outable. She goes, wishy-washy habits create wishy-washy goals. So if you're kind of just throwing spaghetti at the wall and just hoping you're connecting with the right people, each one of you, I don't know, every single one of you knows exactly who your ideal client is from an industry or professional title standpoint. Those are the people that you want to invite to your event. I have a client right now. He's in the insurance industry. He does employee benefits, and he specifically focuses on construction companies. So a lot of the people that he's connecting with now on LinkedIn have a construction background. So when he's doing his LinkedIn Live events, they're catered towards construction companies. And then when he invites people, he's specifically inviting only construction-based people that will find value in this. So if that's clear, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Now, type a number one if you have, or a number two if you haven't ever done an event on LinkedIn at all. Like, have you ever done an event? One if you have, two if you have not. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to create an event as well. Um, if you've done an event, there's different means of how you can do it. You used to be able to do audio rooms. They've obviously since shelved that. So there's only two events that you can do. You can do a LinkedIn Live or an external event, meaning maybe you're hosting it through Zoom. That is the example that I'm going to show you, but I'm going to show you how you would do it through LinkedIn Live as well. So really quickly, for those that jumped on late, my wife and I, in about 2 weeks, are doing a free 5-day LinkedIn workshop called How to Scale Your Business Using LinkedIn. Tatiana is going to drop the link in the chat. If anybody wants to register, you get a free ticket to it. You just got to click on it, register whenever you want after we're done today. And again, I will be sending the replay of this out to everyone after we are done. So I'm going to give you a live look into LinkedIn. Now, remember, I'm going to be stopping at about 1:45 to take any questions that you guys have, just to make sure you guys are completely clear with this strategy. Now, I recommend doing at a minimum a LinkedIn Live event every other month. Every other month, you want to do a LinkedIn Live event. Now, someone asked me, they're like, can I do one every month? Absolutely. Because if you're doing what you should be doing on LinkedIn, which is connecting with 100 people a week, which is the max amount you're allowed to connect with, and you're connecting with the right people, guess what? You're going to have new people to invite to your next event every single month, so your network grows. Remember, you have to take action in order to make things happen. You can't wait for people to reach out to you. LinkedIn is a networking platform. You have to go to people. You have to take action. I still follow the same system that I created almost 12 years ago to this day. Now, as far as time of day, that is completely up to the person. I would not do it at 2 o'clock in the morning, obviously. It is something that you can do. I like either two different times. I like lunch and learns, which is this. So anytime between like 11 and 1, or after work when people are home. So anywhere between 6 to 8 p.m. Any later than that, any earlier than that, you're not going to see a lot of attendees live. You may see more people on the replay of the event. So I would say if it works best with your schedule, lunch and learn wise, or after work, I would do that. As far as length of time, at a bare minimum, I would say 25 to 30 minutes should be the length of your training, but no more than an hour. Again, we know statistically goldfish have a longer attention span than us at this point, so we do want to cater to that. So just be mindful of people's time, and I would say anywhere between 25 to 60 minutes, that's your range. You have two options as far as when you are presenting, and I'm going to kind of show you through one of the applications that I use what you can do. You can do TED Talk style, which is this. I'm just talking to you guys. I'm not using any slides. I'm not using any prompts. I'm not using any visual aids. I'm just kind of talking about what you need to do. Then you can also do slide presentations. So you could do a slide presentation, which I've done that as well. And that's something that you want to kind of build out on your own. A lot of people use Canva presentations, or they will use um, uh, any of the Microsoft versions. So using any of the PowerPoint presentations that you want to use, Microsoft PowerPoint. So some people do like the visual aid, which is completely fine. Some people prefer to just talk like they're doing a keynote. Now, with those two options in mind, I want to hear from you guys. Would you prefer doing a keynote or a presentation? Just type the word keynote or presentation in the chat. Let me know what you would prefer because I'm going to show you both. Keynote, presentation, keynote, visuals, keynote. So it's hybrid, which is also, yeah, Brian, that's completely fine. People can do hybrid. Howard says both. Yeah. So you can do both. You can do a little bit of talking head. You can do a little bit of presentation. You can do all talking head, all presentation, whatever is best for you. I always suggest kind of trying both. If you're going to commit to doing a LinkedIn Live event every other month or once a month, maybe the first one should be talking head. The next one should be maybe presentation style. See what resonates most with your audience. See what they prefer. You know, you can ask people for feedback, or you can see strictly by the engagement how it landed. So I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to walk you guys through the processes that you need to have in place, obviously, to make this happen, number one. And number two, I'm actually going to create a LinkedIn live event with you guys on here now so you can see the process. So if you guys are ready to jump in, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Just want to make sure everybody is ready. Okay. So here we go. Let me just share my screen. All right. If you can see my screen, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Just want to make sure. Okay. Good, good, good. Perfect. All right. Now, first and foremost, to create an event, you basically just have to click on events. But before we do that, to see if you can do a LinkedIn Live event, what you're going to do is you first need to click on this little area right here. Does everyone see where it says post impressions? Everyone see that? You can just type a Y or yes in the chat. You can just give me a thumbs up just so I can, yeah. Okay, good. So when I click on this, this is going to take me to some of the analytics of my account. Now, you can see as I scroll down, top performing posts, this, that, or the other, and then, hold on for a sec, go back. It's going to allow you to then obviously find out. Let me just hit backspace real quick. You need, and this is the key metric that you need to measure, right? The key metric that you need to measure is you need 150 connections slash followers in order to go live or do a LinkedIn Live event on LinkedIn. So drop into the chat Y or yes, N or no if you have 150 or more connections slash followers. Y or yes, N or no. If you do, you are already set up. If you don't, you got to start connecting. Now, don't go connection crazy. You can only send 100 connection requests a week on LinkedIn. If you go over that, they will restrict your account from sending more for a day. If you do it a second time, they'll restrict you for a week. If you do it a third time, they'll restrict you for a month. And if you do it for a fourth time, you get a lifetime ban of being able to send connection requests ever again. So do make sure that you don't go connection crazy. It's 100 per week. So if that's clear, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Okay. Now, when you are ready to create a LinkedIn live event, you're going to click where it says events. And this is going to take you to the events page. And you will see at the very top where it says create an event. So if you guys can see that, just drop a number 1 in the chat. Create an event. Awesome. Now, here's what you need to do. All you have to do is hit create an event, and it's going to take you to this create an event area where you can upload a cover image, event format, event name, time zone, description, speakers, yada, yada, yada. So if everyone can see that, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Just want to make sure. Okay. Now, cover image typically should be the size of a YouTube thumbnail. Now, I do believe that I already have mine already saved. Let me just see. Yep. All right. So there is my background picture. Okay. And I'm going to hit apply. Now, if you're like, all right, well, where's the sizing? If you go to canva.com, how many of you just drop a Y or a yes if you guys use Canva, N or no if you don't? It's free. You don't have to pay for it. So it's canva.com. I'm going to type it in the chat if you guys have not used it before. So it's canva.com. And if you go and search Canva's content, all you have to do is you use the sizing for YouTube thumbnail. And this will give you different thumbnails that you can use to create for your LinkedIn live event that completely fit with the LinkedIn live area. So if you guys are clear so far, Y or yes in the chat. Just want to make sure. So step 1 is number 1, making sure that you have 150 or more connections/followers. Step 2, create an image, a background banner that goes along with your workshop or LinkedIn live event. Now, event type, you can do online or in person. This is for online purposes. I've never done this for in person. I only do this for online workshops. Now, when you click event format, you have 2 options. LinkedIn Live, which means you need to stream from a third-party tool. Attendees can join on LinkedIn to watch and comment, or an external event link. Now, for ours, and this is not what I suggest for you guys to do. You guys, when you're doing your first few LinkedIn Live events, every time you want to be doing it via LinkedIn Live. You do not want to do it through an external event link. That is a whole other can of worms. It's a whole other process. I do not recommend it for people that are just starting out. You want to start with LinkedIn Live. Now, there are specific third-party tools that you can use. Number 1, I'm going to type it in the chat. You can use one called StreamYard. You can use another called Restream. Those are probably the 2 most popular. Now, I use StreamYard. So if you guys can see my screen, just drop a Y or a yes in chat. This is obviously what StreamYard looks like. Perfect. Now, here's the process of this. We're going to create the event first, and then I'm going to show you what this looks like. So obviously StreamYard, I believe StreamYard does have a free version. So does Restream. I do use the paid version of StreamYard because if you want to get really fancy later on, you can actually pre-record your training and still stream it as a live, and no one would know the difference. But the paid version allows you to do that. The free version, you have to go live. But I always tell people, start with the free version, see how you enjoy it. And if you see value in upgrading to the paid version, whether it's Restream or StreamYard, then you have the option to do so. But always start with free. I always tell people, squeeze the juice out of free before you decide to hand over your credit card. Okay? So when I'm on LinkedIn, so again, I'm going to, just for this example, because we're doing it through external, I'm just going to choose external event link. But if I was doing it through LinkedIn Live, I would select LinkedIn Live. So you guys are all going to select LinkedIn Live. Now, what I'm going to do here is now I'm going to event name, and you have up to 75 characters. So scale your business using LinkedIn workshop. Now, if it's a one-day event, which all of yours are going to be, you're going to have your start date, your end date, start time, end time. Remember, 30 minutes to 60 minutes max. You're just going to pick a 30-minute block, a 60-minute block, and a day that you're going to do it. So to do LinkedIn Lives, you need a streaming software. Yes. So you need either Restream, I think you can use Riverside now, which is a subsidiary of Spotify for podcasters, which that's the platform that I use, or you can use StreamYard. So you have to choose some third-party tool that will allow you to stream to LinkedIn. Now, time of day, as I recommended, a lunch and learn or after work. Time of the month, this is completely up to you. For me personally, I like the end of the month because you are, it's called Riverside, Brian, Riverside. Um, it allows you to promote. So for those of you that didn't know this, for the people with large networks on LinkedIn, using myself as an example, I can invite up to 3,000 people a week to the event. So I have around 34,000 followers on LinkedIn. So I can't, I would need like 2 months to basically invite everybody. So every week I can invite 3,000 people. If you have smaller networks, which is totally fine, rule of thumb, you want to give yourself at least a 2-week runway to invite people to the event. You don't want to create the event today and do it tomorrow. That means you have one day to invite people to it. You want to have at least 2 weeks in advance because every day you're going to invite 50 to 60 people, which I'm going to show you how to do. So if everybody is clear so far, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. And again, remember, in about 10 minutes, I'm going to be stopping. I'm going to be taking any and all questions that you guys have. Now, again, ours is a multiple day, a multiple event. But again, using me as an example, you guys, you're going to be doing one day. Okay. So our event is happening on the 21st. The start time is at 12. It ends on the 25th at 1 o'clock. Okay. So now I'm going to grab my external link because again, people can actually click through and register right from there, just so you guys can see that. So I'm going to put the link in there. And then you're going to want a description. So you need to let people know what your event is about. So you want to give, during this 30-minute workshop or during this 45-minute workshop, you're going to learn X, Y, and Z. I typically recommend you have 3 key points that people are going to learn from it and who it's directed towards. So for me, I'm just going to grab some of the content from our workshop. And I'm just going to grab basically what people are going to learn. And then I am just going to pump it right into here. And there we go. I'm just going to space this out so it's a little bit easier to read. Now, speakers, I know this is kind of weird, but you want to add yourself as a speaker. So, because again, people want to know who it's hosted by, who's going to be speaking there. So I'm going to add myself as a speaker. I'm also going to add my wife because she's speaking with me. I'm going to click. So if everybody is clear so far, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat. So we have the background photo. We have online. This is going to say LinkedIn Live. You're going to have the name of your workshop, time, lunch and learn, end of the month, 30 to 60 minutes, description, add yourself as a speaker, and then you're going to click next. Okay. So now what LinkedIn does, it creates a post about the workshop. So I'm just going to paste what I actually just already copied. And then for those that didn't know this, the key, does anybody know the key to hashtags on LinkedIn? If you don't, it's okay. There really is none. People think there's like this special sauce, but they do recommend 3 hashtags. One should be about what people are going to be learning from the content, whether it's a post or something like this, and 2 should be custom. So maybe something about your business. So, scale your business, LinkedIn. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click post. So this creates a post about it. And now your event is set up. So if everybody, and that's all you have to do. So basically you have your thumbnail, all the information about it, you pick it, the date and time, and you put a description. It's going to automatically allow you to create a post, and you're good to go from there. Now, you're not done. So this is what I'm just going to refresh this really quickly just so you can see, you would go back to that events area that I already showed you. And what you would then do is you would click into your event. This is what the homepage of your event looks like. Okay. Now, where does the streaming platform come into play? Well, now that you have the event set up, you need to create the connection between your event and your streaming platform. And remember, you are using StreamYard, you are using Restream or Riverside. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to click this little button right here that says live stream. So if everyone can see that, just type a number 1 in the chat. I'm just going to walk you through this step by step. So number 1, yep. So I'm going to click on live stream, and it's going to take you to this. And this is if you used StreamYard, which I highly, highly recommend. Now, this is going to be studio, so you leave it as is, but you're going to see there's different destinations. So you're going to see there's my LinkedIn profile. I'm going to click it, and now it's going to give me the option to use an existing LinkedIn event. So guess what? Your first step was to create the LinkedIn Live event. All you would do is after selecting your LinkedIn profile, which, again, just to let you guys know, using StreamYard, you have to go to destinations and you click add destination. And this is all the different places that you can connect. So obviously you would connect your LinkedIn profile, it would log in, and it would say success. You can now stream to LinkedIn. Okay. So I would click live stream. I would click on my LinkedIn profile. I would click use an existing live event. Now, why you aren't seeing it appear on here is because why? I used an external link. But for you guys, you're doing a LinkedIn Live. So guess what? What would appear right here would be the Scale Your Business on LinkedIn Workshop. And then you would just click the event and it would automatically merge it together. So now your LinkedIn Live is now connected to your StreamYard or whatever streaming source that you're doing. And then all you would have to do, just to kind of show you how that works, once it's connected, it'll show you that there's an upcoming stream here. You would literally just go like this. You would hit, I'm just going to type in just a couple things, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to create the live stream. And before I do that, I'm going to actually back out because I'm going to show you what it looks like. So I'm going to leave the studio. So after you connect the LinkedIn Live, you're going to see where it says upcoming. You're going to see your LinkedIn Live right here. And then all you have to do is click this Enter Studio button, and you're in there. So this is going to ask you for your display name. You enter the studio, you add yourself to the stage, and now you're here. Now you're not live yet because if you can see in the top right corner, I actually have to hit go live, which if I did, I would have to hit it one more time. Now, here's the cool thing. For those that want to use slides, so if someone just wants to do talking head, you're just going to go like this, right? You're just going to talk, talk, talk. You'll be able to see the live button on the top right. You won't be able to see how many people are on there, which is good because people get kind of really addicted to the vanity side of things and it may distract you, but it'll say you're live. People can comment. You'll see them commenting on the right, and this is where that call to action comes into play. So for those that want to upload slides, you would click present, and you're going to see slides and PDFs. So if you guys can see that, and Rob, I would say, again, if you are PDT, maybe 10 a.m. your time, which would be 1 p.m. on the Eastern side. So if you guys can see where it says slides and PDFs, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat. I just want to make sure. So when I click on this, I actually have already some slides already uploaded, and you can see this is a PowerPoint presentation. I can click on it, and now I can actually click through my slides as I'm live on LinkedIn. Now, I can change the layout if I want myself big and this small. If I want to put myself in the corner, I'm just clicking these tabs here. If I want to get rid of myself altogether, I click the last box on the right. And on the screen, you can click through. And if I want to hide these, I can remove. So someone said, what about hybrid? So you just, remove yourself, you add yourself to stage, and now you're back there again. If you want to go back to your slides, you add your slides. You want to remove them, you remove them, and you just go back and forth like that. You can only move yourself with where it has you. So I can only move myself there, or there, or here. So you can only move yourself to either the right corner. Maximum number of guests, I believe with the free version is 5. Paid version is 10. So you can do kind of like a round table. Now, where the whole business side of things comes into play, you have this area called banners on the right-hand side, right? So you conduct the event from StreamYard, not from LinkedIn, as I understand. That is correct. So you create it on LinkedIn, but you stream third-party to LinkedIn. So you're live on LinkedIn, but you're on here. That is how it works. Now, this is where you can create a banner. So say I want to create a banner, book a call, right? So as I mentioned, at the end of your training, if your objective is to get people to book a call with you, you can say, for anyone that wants to book a free call with me to learn how I can help you with X, Y, and Z, you click on your banner and it appears on the screen. And all you say to people is, all you have to do is type book a call in the comments below, and I will personally send you my calendar link so we can hop on a call to see if I can help you. So if everybody is clear on that, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Now, I believe in something that T. Harv Eker talks about all the time. He says every master was once a disaster. So It may seem like a lot of heavy lifting in the very beginning, but I promise you, after you get the first one down, you will be good as gold. And if I could recommend any of the platforms that you should use for streaming, it would be StreamYard. It's the most self-intuitive, it's the easiest one to use, and they do give you free access if you want to try it out and see. Now, inviting people to the event. This is the other important part that I wanted to leave you guys with before I open it up for some questions. So does everyone see where it says share right here? Just type a Y or a yes if you see the share button. If you click on that, you're going to see this little envelope that says invite. And this is the beauty of LinkedIn. So I can click on invite. Now, you can only invite your first connections. You can't invite outside of your network. You can only invite inside your network. So what I would do is, why I asked you guys why it's so important if you knew who you're supposed to be connecting with is because you can actually target who you invite. So if you hit the little arrow here to the right and pan all the way over to industry, you can actually type in the industry that you want to invite. So now what I can do is I can click on professional services, which is one of the target niches that my wife and I help people with. I can click show results. And now it's going to give me anyone that I'm connected to that is in professional services. Now, you're going to see this little box at the very top left. That is the select all box. So what you want to do is, if I was to click this, it's only going to invite the first 50. But what I can do is I can actually scroll further. And like I mentioned, you want to, invite 50 to 100 per day. I'm going to then click back up here and you're going to see there's 80 people. That's perfect. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to click the invite 80 and that's it. And it says 80 people invited. Now they get an invitation to attend the LinkedIn Live. They're either going to accept or not. And you will see right here where it says attendees who's accepted. And you can actually click to see the people who have accepted to attend. Now, my recommendation is again that 2-week runway, but make sure about the day before you message a few of the people to say, hey, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow on the live. Don't forget to, make sure you're on here on LinkedIn so you can join the live. So to invite, you click the share button, then you click the invite button. And then what I do is I always filter by industry. So I'm going to type in business consulting and services, show results, and then all the people here, you can see some people are already invited. And then again, you don't need to click on each individual person, Catherine. You can just continue to scroll. You click the very top left box. That'll show you how many people you can select. If you want to invite more than 37, you keep scrolling. And now there's 57. And then I click the invite button on the bottom right. So if that's clear, Catherine, and everybody else, just drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Okay. I know that was a very long-winded crash course, but I wanted to kind of give you guys the lay of the land of creating the LinkedIn Live event, connecting it from one of your streaming sources, which I recommend StreamYard, and how to do so, and then obviously how long it should be, making sure that it's towards the end of the month, it's between 30 to 60 minutes, and obviously you're inviting those 50 to 80 people per day up, 2 weeks prior to the event. So now I'm going to open it up for some questions. So Brian says, so they can invite themselves from a post you make. So they can actually click on the post that you make for it, Brian, and then they can click attend. So they can actually self-attend by going to the registration page by you posting about the event. So you make a separate sign up landing page for the event. Where do you make that? So You're not going to make a separate sign up page. We do ours offline, but this is now 5 years later. In the beginning, we were doing it on the platform, so you do not need a separate sign up page. You're actually going to be doing it through LinkedIn Live. So they'll be actually in this live area event right here. So they don't need to sign up anywhere. They just click either attend or not. And yes, so LinkedIn will send notifications to the people that have accepted the invitation in the little notification area up here. And Catherine says, no questions. This was very helpful. Thank you. Awesome. Did anybody have any questions with the time that we have left? You can raise your hand, you can unmute, and we can obviously, sometimes it's easy to ask the question than for me to just continue to read the chat box. So if anybody does want, you can just raise your little, I guess, emoji hand. For adding connections in the free LinkedIn version, what is the monthly limit on personalized connections? 15, I think, is the limit, Rob. And I only recommend ever sending personalized messages uh, with the connection notes if you actually know the person, A. B, you were referred to connect to them. And C, if maybe you found them through a networking event, met them somewhere, read their book, listened to their podcast. If you don't actually know the person, just hit connect. You don't need to add a personalized note to the connection request because I think we can all agree. I think all of us are getting those, pitch slaps in the, add a note to the connection request now, which is causing us to ignore more people. So I would say just send the connection request. Is it typical to record the event to send to connections or attendees afterwards? So it's actually pre-recorded for you, Nick, in the event. So after it's done, people can actually go back to it, but you can actually grab the recorded URL link within LinkedIn and you can actually personally send it to people. You can post about it. So you can even email it to an email list that you have where they can watch it again. When they type book a call in the live event, do you have their email to follow up? How many can attend live again? There's actually no limitation on how many people can attend live. Basically, what I typically do, Stephanie, is when after I tell people to type book a call, after the event is done, I go into the event and it'll show you all the comments, and I'll basically reply personally to the people that have said book a call and I will reply, which tags them in the comment, and I'll say, "Hey, Stephanie, here's the link to book a call on my calendar," and I'll drop my Acuity or Calendly link for them to book a call. That's what I typically do. So that's standard procedure with after the event, you go back in. Great question, though. And again, Tatiana, if you could, she's going to drop the link. If anybody does want to attend our workshop in 2 weeks, how to scale your business using LinkedIn, I'll also include it in the post email with the recording of this, so you guys can register for free. But that's also going to be available. Are the comments saved automatically? Yes, Jennifer, they are saved automatically. So once you'll be able to see them on StreamYard on the right-hand side, but they're also visible and saved on the LinkedIn event forever. So you can go back and you can see anyone that's commented. Yes. And that is the link right there. If anybody does want to register, you can just click on that link and you can get yourself registered after we're done today. So we have about 5 minutes left. Can you download the comments? It's a great question. I've never tried to download the comments. That may be possible through StreamYard. And I know after something is done recording, it's in the library there. And I think if you click the download button, you can download a TXT file, which is the text file to the live. So I do think through StreamYard, you can download the comments, yes. But I can double check that, but I do believe you can. I do believe you can. Got 4 minutes. Any questions? Everybody clear? So since I guess it's, the second week of April, I wouldn't rush yourselves to obviously push to do this. What I would say is I would really, really start to get a lay of the land of how this is done. Set up your StreamYard account. Could you potentially get one set up and, ready to go for the end of April? Absolutely. Remember, you have that 2-week runway. So you basically have this week and next week to kind of get the groundwork done. And then obviously you can always wait until May. So you can kind of get everything prepared. If you want to create some slides and you want to think about what you want to actually train on, then you can then get everything set up at the beginning of May and you can invite people all month long. But the really important thing to remember is making sure that you're constantly growing your network of connections, because the more ideal connections you have, the more people you can invite to these events that are the right people that will, again, book a call with you and obviously want to work with you more closely with what you're offering. So if that's clear and if that makes sense, drop a Y or a yes in the chat. Can I give a link to people who aren't on LinkedIn? Yes. So after the event is actually created, Jennifer, what you can do is you can click that share button and you'll see a copy link right here. So there's other options. So there's a copy link button. And when you click copy link, that has a specific URL so it's right here. If you click copy link, then you can actually send it to people on Facebook, you can email it to people, you can text it to people, and it takes them to this page where they can click attend, which will be the call to action if they haven't accepted the invitation to attend yet. So yes, you can externally invite people to the event by just using the specific URL that LinkedIn gives you. Yes. All right, folks. Any last questions? Going once, going twice. And it's really funny because I always do that. Friends of mine sent me this gavel. So I actually have yeah. So auctions closed, people. Anyway, I'll be sending out a replay for all of you later today. So I'll embed the video link in there so you guys can watch this back, as well as a link to attend our free workshop next week. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to type my email in the chat. It's scott@scottaaron.net. If you received any of the emails for the workshop, that's my email. You can reply back to any of those. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. If you haven't done so yet, I can drop my profile link in the chat. I do 2 live trainings every single week on LinkedIn, Mondays and Thursdays. So I have a newsletter that's called LinkedIn Tips and Updates. It's approaching 10,000 subscribers. So I'm always looking to provide as much free value as possible on LinkedIn and how to use it. So I want you guys to stay as connected to me as you would like. Come to the workshop in a couple weeks, or just stay connected to me on LinkedIn. So I hope this has inspired you guys to think about taking that next step and doing a once a month or every other month LinkedIn Live event. So if you're looking to acquire more clients, you're looking to book more calls, this is a phenomenal way to do so. So again, I hope this left you guys better. It's turned some light bulbs on. And again, as always, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please reach out to me. I'll be emailing all of you later this afternoon with the replay link and the link if you haven't registered yet for the free event to do so there as well. So everyone, have a wonderful rest of your day. Love and gratitude. And if I don't see you guys in 2 weeks, I'll see you guys on LinkedIn. Have a great day, everybody.